Hey everybody, we're doing another short SAC video. Well, actually, it's the first one of the year. So welcome to the short SAC. Today it's me and Coop, and we're going to be talking about The Boys, season 4, and the crazy ass shit that went down.
The Boys.
The craziness that went down.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
So I was a little behind.
Yep.
You wanted to talk about it on the last pod.
Yep.
I was like, wait, let me catch up.
Yep.
And you're like, okay. This season was crazy.
The season was nuts.
There was a lot.
So much happened. And the story just went like, I felt like the story was, for season 2 and 3 was kind of, almost felt like it was stretched out a little bit. Whereas now the main plot points because they're getting, the next season is last.
They're cutting into it.
They're cutting right into it.
Yeah.
And we got so much that happened.
Now, I got to ask, in the last season, was it shown that Butcher was no longer in charge of the boys?
Yes.
It did. Okay. I
Yes.
probably missed that then completely.
Yeah, it was it was a little bit vague. Like it wasn't, they did touch on it, but it wasn't a very significant touching point. It was more the clashes between Frenchie, Huey, and Butcher, like all of them having their issues with Butcher.
Yeah.
And of course Huey being on Butcher's side because he's in love with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we got to see that kind of happen.
Okay.
But this season, yeah, they started off strong, showing off.
Because I was a little surprised that was in charge.
Well, at the end of last season, Butcher actually says, you're the guy who's supposed to keep the boys together.
Right.
I'm just the guy who's getting stuff done.
Okay.
Right. And that's kind of where season, because I watched this very recently. I just watched I binged all 4 seasons in the last month and a half.
Gotcha.
So now I'm fully caught up on it. And yeah, the ending did really show that was going to take over, but starting off this season strong with being the lead and Butcher being way out on the wayside.
Yeah.
Was very interesting, but very needed.
He's treating him like a newbie. Like, you watch the door. You're staying down here.
I think the main reason was because doesn't want all of the chaos and all the issues that Butcher brings along with him. Yeah, He does get stuff done, but at what cost, right? And wants to take more of the high road because that's just his character.
Right.
But Butcher, so he does want to keep an eye on Butcher. He's pushed. He doesn't want Butcher really being in anything to do with the boys, right? So yeah, that's kind of where we started this season off with.
And they dropped a bombshell on us with Butcher having only 6 months to live.
6 months.
6 months.
6 months to live.
Which is crazy.
I'm
like, okay, so we got to get things done quick.
Very quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah. With where they're at.
We had so much craziness happen in this season. It's kind of hard to touch on.
Butcher trying to reach out to Ryan.
Yep.
Ryan kind of having conflicting feelings with the Homelander, his biological dad.
Yep.
And Butcher. To him going to Butcher's place to hang out with him, play games, and Butcher finally explaining like what he actually means to him.
Yep.
And like Homelander having a very real human moment with Ryan.
Yep.
You know, him that part when he started breaking down, I was like, why am I not enough for you?
Yep.
I was like, that's a very real human moment for Homelander.
And they touch on this a lot during the season where when he goes down in where he was raised.
Yeah.
And they touch on where the lead scientist, the woman was
how they brought in the psychologist.
And she was like, we made you human, like we made a part of you very human, so you have an attachment for love. You need love. We built this into you.
He needs that approval.
He needs the approval.
Yeah.
And it was built into him since he was young. They raised him specifically to be exactly like that. And we start to see Homelander really breaking down in this season. The progression of his mental breakdowns has gotten way crazier, and we really see him, in a sense, drive off
really
cliff.
learn why, right? Like, especially where he 100%. Grew up, like we said, but the psychologist being a thing.
Yep.
We learned that they were frying him alive in a goddamn heat room.
That was a crazy scene.
Yeah. And knowing that they did it to him as a child, he was like, it didn't affect me, but it still hurt like hell. I was like, yeah, that's fair. When you're getting cooked alive, I would assume so, man.
Yeah, 100%. They give you a reason why Homelander kind of is the way he is, and kind of explain why what brings him to this insane and incessant need for love that you've been seeing in the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And they really give a much better explanation on why, because it was always talked about where he was raised in this lab. He was raised, but we didn't get the full extent of it until the season.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And it explains why he's trying to give Ryan, it's that weird parent complex where they're trying to give their kids what they didn't have. And he literally stated that, like, I'm giving you everything that I had ever wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not what Ryan wants.
That's not what Ryan wants.
He just wants like a normal dad.
Yeah, and I think
he wants like a compassionate dad.
I think that's a big thing with it touches on a big thing just in the real world where parents might want to give their kids everything they wanted, but their kids don't want what they wanted. They are their own people, right? And they have their own feelings and they have their own things. So it was cool to see them touch on that. And just the differences going forward between Homelander and Ryan, seeing how, they are father and son, but they have very big differences. They might be very similar.
But Ryan is also looking at, like, Homelander is trying, even to that point where when Homelander came back from that bunker and he decided to be more understanding with Ryan, trying to be more understanding with Ryan. Ryan is also looking towards Butcher to be his father figure. And 100%. Butcher's telling him, like, I'm not the right one for you because I'm a messed up person.
Yep.
And while that may seem like a redeeming quality, what he's saying is literally truly. He is not the right person.
No, he isn't.
To be raising a boy like Ryan.
100%.
He's got too much hate, too much vindictiveness. And he's willing to give up people for a greater good, which is not what ultimately, if Ryan found out, when he finds out, it's not what he wants.
I think
there's 2 father figures in his life.
Yes.
Both toxic as hell.
Both toxic.
And he wants good out of the one and doesn't want to do the other and give the other a chance, really.
Well, I think Butcher really flubbed the game when it came to building a relationship with Ryan, because I think where his, in this season, we find out that he's having hallucinations about his wife.
Yeah.
And about other people throughout.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't finished it. Yeah. Kessler was, dude, the moment I realized Kessler was an imagination, wasn't when they revealed it.
Yeah.
It was the episode.
Dude, no, they played it so well.
Oh, 100%.
It was insane.
It was when the sheep episode happened.
Okay.
At the end when he took Samir.
Yeah.
And he was like, we have a thing going on. And then Samir looked and he was like confused. I was like,
Yep.
Kessler's not fucking real.
Yep.
And then the next episode confirmed that.
Yep.
I was like, dude, holy shit. I was right.
It's so crazy, the story elements they've built into the season, because from front to back, I thoroughly enjoyed every moment of it. Yeah. All of the different conspiracies and all of the different ways that these characters are moving in and out of each other's lives, and what's going on with Butcher, and with all that, there's so much content in this season.
Compared
to the others.
This season was really about their self-identity.
Yeah.
Who they are as a people. It solidified them this season. Homelander just all right, I've tried everything. I'm going back to the way I was and become a fucking god.
Yep.
But you're being like, fuck it, I'm an asshole. We're going to kill all the soups.
Yep.
Let's forget about it.
Huey trying to build himself into more of a figure that's helpful.
And actually care about people. That speech he made near the end of the season where he was like, we keep fighting and it's not really, it is just ensuing more fighting. Let's just talk about this and approach it differently he's like, it's braver and more courageous to be a hero, to talk about and do the more peaceful thing rather than fight back.
Yep.
Huey said his thing. Starlight Annie not wanting to be Starlight, saying
and not being able to use her powers.
Right? She was having her own identity crisis because of
100%.
that and couldn't come to terms with herself. And then she finally did at the end. Karen Frenchie and what's her
Kimiko.
name? Kimiko finally being able to forgive themselves.
Okay,
They went through shit together.
This is a point that I was. This is the point that I actually talked to you last week about, where I was like, I'm kind of pissed off. I'm pissed off at Frenchie and Kimiko's relationship. You want to know why? Because I've been playing this run around game in my mind, trying to justify why Frenchie and Kimiko shouldn't be together. They should have been together since like the end of the second season.
Yeah.
I really hated all this run around love shit that was going on throughout it. I just wanted them to get together.
Well, for them, it was a lot of like self-loathing, right?
Yeah.
Because they did a lot of shit. They felt like they weren't worthy of like forgiveness, so they weren't worthy of finding love or being happy and being together. So Frenchie going off with what's his name? Colin, and like doing his thing, and then Kimiko telling Frenchie, I hooked up with the
Dude, that
Marissa.
was so dark, by the way. That entire storyline, but him basically having romantic relations with the dude that he killed his family and not telling him.
Yeah.
That was just
and then finally
nuts.
telling him. And dude was gonna kill him, but he was like, I can't do it. And he was like, just don't be in my life anymore. Stay away. Frenchie turning himself in, not wanting to speak to Kimiko. Kimiko going every day to go see Frenchie to talk about these things. And she was like, you could have. I was like, I'm more interested, honestly, in their relationship than anybody else's.
Exactly. I want a spinoff of just them, because I actually like their relationship. They're both broken.
My fear, though, is in season 5, one of them is going to die, and we won't get that spinoff series.
Yeah, that would really suck.
Yeah.
Because those characters just... Frenchie himself is such a unique character. Where
I love his character.
He's
such a good dude.
He's such a good dude.
He's so weird.
He's so weird, and he's a riddled drug addict. But at the same time, you have this love for him because of all of the shit that he's been through in his life, all of the darkness.
And he's just trying to do good.
Yeah, he's just trying to do good. And it's Kimiko coming from I want to know,
a child soldier
who had to fight for her life and then got experimented on V, and she feels bad because she killed people and she had to do all these horrible things. They both had to do horrible things, and now they have this chance to build a relationship and forgive themselves, and they did that in this season a little bit right near the end. But I would like to see more of that. And I'm very, very excited to see what season 5 brings us. Yeah. Just because there was a lot of revelations that happened at the end of this season.
It did.
We had...
Can we touch on a little bit before we get to that?
Yeah.
Huey's dad and his mom coming back.
Oh, dude.
That was crazy.
That was an absolute emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. Simon Pegg is a wonderful actor.
Phenomenal.
He absolutely killed it this season.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I felt very sad with everything that happened to him.
Every single moment.
And then when he woke up because of the V, and like, he was like, I'm good. And then he starts going through these weird motions. Like, he's like, how did I get here? Why am I holding this dude's heart in my hand? And then him drilling into another dude. I was like, he's like, I don't know what's going on. And then he sees the mom. He's like, you fucking left us. All this shit, like, don't even come back. And then you start, I feel like him at that point would have been a wicked thing for him to become this series villain for a couple episodes. Because of the shit and the abilities that he had. It would have been cool to see Homelander and the 7 go up against this dude, and then Huey being stuck in the middle because he doesn't really know if he should be helping them or stopping him or helping his dad so they can kill off the 7.
That would be cool, but I do think the story element between Huey actually having the moment where he has to let go, because he, in the entire series, he has not been able to let go. Yeah, right. He's always been holding on.
This was big character growth, not just for him. And we got to talk about A-Train's fucking growth too.
A-Train's growth? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but for Huey, no, you're absolutely right. Like him being like letting go of the hurt, the anger, the pain, like
everything that was going on. He's always been holding onto these people in his life who he just can't let go of, whether it be his girlfriend in the first season who's killed by A-Train, can't let go of that.
His anger for A-Train.
Couldn't let go of that. I mean, he did kind of get over that later on. I think it was the end of season 3 that he got over that, right?
I think it was this season.
Or it was kind of the beginning of this season. Yeah, that's right. It was this season.
It was this season.
It was. I was getting them confused. You are right.
Because that moment when he was like, I need you to do this for my dad. And then he gave it to him. He's like, you're not going to let go, are you? And then he was like, actually, I wasn't. You're absolutely right. I wasn't, but I am going to let it go.
Yeah,
he's like, we're good, man.
Yep. And that was a moment of him letting go. And, his attachment to Butcher and everything like that, there, he has so many attachment issues. That's what his character that's his character flaw.
His mom especially coming back, him being angry, and he was finally able to like forgive her in that sense because he could see the relationship between his dad and his mom. And it was like basically them being happy again.
Yep.
And then after what his dad went through and him bringing back his dad to reality. And he's like, well, what am I doing? Like, how do I fix this?
Yep.
He's like, I know of a way. And it was basically him letting him pass. And Simon Pegg just being like, I'm scared. I was like, whoa, brother, that's heavy.
It was very heavy.
Yeah.
It was a very heavy moment in the season. And I think it was probably the moment where the sadness was just so apparent. Like, I don't think you could watch that scene and not have very strong emotions because like you said, the acting with Simon Pegg and the whole scenario and everything that had been going on in with Huey, his dad, and his mom, it was really hard to see him let go because that is such a big emotional step for a human, regardless of who they are. Letting go of your parent is such a hard thing to do. Even like me thinking about letting go of my parents, I was just like, man, that would be one of the hardest struggles. If I could bring them back, I would probably be in the same scenario that Huey's in because that is such a strong emotional connection that you can build with that character.
Yeah.
And I think it was so well done.
Because he had a stroke, right? But he was basically brain dead?
Yeah, in a sense. He was just like almost comatose, like just a vegetable.
Yeah.
Right.
It had an adverse effect on him.
Yeah,
for sure.
It did.
Yeah.
And for family things, we have A-Train. Like you want to touch on this.
A-Train finally had his redemption arc.
And it was a rough redemption arc.
Yeah.
To say the least.
It started with him being an asshole. Second season, kind of him teetering with some things. Third season, really teetering with things. And then this season, it was just like MM bringing him to the side, be like, hey, you could do some good. And it really hit him when MM had that heart attack at the mansion or that panic attack at the mansion and him bringing him to the ER and the kid just looking at him, like it clicked. He's like, that meant everything to me.
Yeah.
It actually struck a chord.
Because he was like, an actual hero.
Because I actually did something good and it wasn't fake.
It wasn't fake. Exactly.
It wasn't
Which
fake.
is huge. And it shows huge character growth. I mean, the fact that he went through all the stuff with his brother and the disconnect he has with his family now, he really did need something to bring him back. And I was kind of a little bit iffy about the whole situation because I really did want A-Train to build that good relationship in season 3. And I don't think we really got him doing anything, getting a big character growth until season 4, which is fine. But I do think that him being kind of an asshole for just the length that it was and him teetering on it so long was just, I wish it would have happened sooner because I think it would have played a bigger role. And it wouldn't have felt, I felt like because it was extended and we didn't really get the character growth with him until season 4, kind of for me.
I think we'll see him in season 5.
I think we will.
I think we will. Honestly, because he took off.
Yeah, he did.
And I'm surprised. Like A-Train is actually kind of strong.
Yeah, he is.
He actually's got strength. The way he just like one hand lift. I'm like, okay, dude's got like superhuman strength.
Yep.
And he's super fast.
Yep.
And like, even though he took off without a tracker, Homelander decided not to go after him.
I don't think Homelander could
catch him.
I don't think he could because he is fast, but he's not as fast as A-Train. I think A-Train is faster.
Yeah.
And now that he has the new heart that he has in him, and he doesn't have to worry about.
He's basically like unstoppable.
He's unstoppable. He doesn't. If he ran to Costa Rica, like this, Homelander's not gonna be able to find him.
Because like throughout the series, when they were trying to look for the leak, and Sister Sage was like checking things out. She had the assumption.
No, I think she already knew.
There was no way she didn't have the evidence to prove it yet. And Adrian did a really good job of like, he's so fucking fast. It's hard to get the proof on him.
It is. Yeah. It is. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think she did know, but I think she was keeping that information like she said at the end of the season.
Plot twist.
She actually was setting this whole thing up from the beginning because she didn't want Homelander to ruin everything.
Yes.
So she set up all these scenarios and built Homelander to basically become a God King, right? And she did it very well. And now,
and she only did it because it actually challenged her.
Yeah.
Whereas all the other times,
she was to a sense, she was bullied, right?
Yeah.
What was the big thing by people who didn't have superpowers, and they were bigoted against her. So now she wants superheroes to reign supreme, which understandable, right? Like you could see where her mindset comes from.
Yeah.
That was really cool. But yeah, did you want to talk about all the big revelations that happened at the end of season 4?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it because that was great. Butcher?
Yeah, so with Butcher, Kessler, I guess. So this is what's weird to me. Okay. So the tumor.
Yeah.
Kessler.
Yep.
It's almost like the tumor is Kessler. And the tumor's kind of alive.
I think what the tumor did was, it was
a result of Gen V.
It's not even really a tumor in a sense. It's its own thing, right? Yeah. And you saw it. The cool thing was they actually did showcase it
with the bunny rabbit.
With the bunny rabbit, who had the tendrils coming out.
Weird foreshadowing,
right? And weird foreshadowing. But they showed off that this thing isn't necessarily going to kill you right off the bat. It has its own motives.
Yeah.
It's almost like a
parasite.
Parasite. Exactly. It's a parasite that's living in him. And for whatever reason, it wants to let him kill Homelander.
So this is what was weird to me. Like when Kessler was like, I can give you the power. I was like, oh shit. Okay. So he's going to have the powers he had back in season 3.
Yeah.
Like the super strength, the heat vision. I was like, okay, cool. So it's basically just another Homelander copy, but we're going to see an actual fight between the two.
Yep.
But no, it gave him the fucking tentacles.
The tentacles. Which was very odd.
Which also ripped Newman apart.
Ripped Victoria Newman
right in half.
In half.
Which, okay, is kind of crazy. We know she can't, like in the beginning of the season, it showed that she could not get hurt. They threw acid in her face. He shot her in the head. Homelander laser-eyed her ass. No damage.
Yep.
But those tentacles ripped her in half.
Well, I don't think she had physical damage. That's the thing. She never got physical damage.
She got a gunshot wound to the head.
Yeah. No, what I mean by that is like she might have bulletproof skin. She might have heat-resistant skin for the laser eyes. But that doesn't... It's like... First season, the invisible dude. I can't remember his name. Translucent. That's his name. He couldn't die to bullets. He couldn't die to anything. But what did kill him?
The thing going up his butt.
A bomb up his ass. A bomb right up his ass.
Right.
Blew him to fucking smithereens. Right.
Okay.
So we have that, and then we have Victoria Newman getting split in half, which kind of makes sense to me in this world because it seems like, yes, they are invulnerable to a lot of stuff, but major physical damage, they aren't.
Certain ways of going about it.
If you rip them in half, it's like Black Noir with Homelander. Homelander didn't do anything except punch and rip his guts out. Right. And we see that. So major physical internal damage is still a problem for Supes, right? If you rip off their head, they aren't going to survive. Right. They are going to die, and that's how you can kill them. Which is why
they figured the virus wouldn't work for Homelander too.
Yeah.
Because I think the theory is with Homelander though, is the regular Supes, they get injected with Gen V. So it doesn't mix with their blood. It like kind of floats atop, which is why that virus can affect them.
Yeah.
The reason why it won't affect Homelander though is because the V is actually mixed in with his blood.
He was born with.
Yes. Same with Ryan.
Now I'd be very curious to see if they stuck a piece of TNT up his ass when he survived.
If it'll even,
would it kill him, or is he invulnerable completely? Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things, a lot of questions there. But I mean, I want to see. It doesn't seem like Butcher's tentacles would do anything really against Homelander, given the fact that Homelander.
I feel like he'd be able to go toe to toe with Homelander, but I don't think there'd be any. I don't even
know if he would
serious damage.
I don't know if he would be able to. I mean, are his tentacles laser proof? I don't know. Are his tentacles like, obviously they can probably be ripped out? Like, you don't know.
The biggest opportunity they had was when they had Soldier Boy, and it was Butcher and Soldier Boy going up against him, but Butcher pussied out.
Butcher did pussy out.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to me. I know the reason they did that was because they wanted to end on season 5. This could have been an 8 season, 7-8 season show if they had killed Homelander at that point and had Ryan become the next big bad. But obviously, then it's the same thing, right? It's Homelander V2, which I get. They want to end it with Homelander being the big bad and ending him, right? So it is cool that the way they've taken it, but yeah, Butcher should have freaking killed him.
Yeah.
Butcher freaking killed him.
Yeah.
So very end. Very, very, very end of
when they all sort of split. They all get nabbed.
They all got nabbed.
Who was the only one that got away? Butcher. He went off on his own.
Butcher.
Starlight flew off. Because Huey was like, go.
Yep.
And that's when she got her powers back.
Yep. And she can fly.
Dude, the chick with the telekinetic powers that was crushing stuff.
Yep.
When did they get her under wrap?
I don't know.
I thought she was a psycho.
I think the reason is because she's on the side of Soup's reigning supreme. Because she's been locked up, it kind of makes sense with her with her character being locked away and used, right?
Right.
She now wants to just have the world full of Soups, right?
Gotcha.
I could see where that her mentality is.
Yeah. Mother's Milk and who was it? Was it just MM on his own? No.
MM and his kid.
Was it his kid?
I think they were planning on leaving. Yeah.
No, the wife and the kid took off to the Bahamas.
Oh, right. They already did. He was on his way, I believe. Was he with anyone? No.
So Kimiko and Frenchie.
Yep.
Huey and Starlight.
Butcher
on his own. Well, I guess maybe MM was on his own.
I think MM was on his own, and he got nabbed. That was kind of crazy, though.
Yeah.
That was
Who did he get nabbed by? Who ended up bringing him in?
I don't remember. I think it was just a group of. There was a lot of the people weren't like necessarily like main characters. It was just they were being nabbed by people.
Yeah, right? Frenchie and Kimiko were like to me it felt like the big ones realistically.
Yeah,
because they sent Soups after them. The one Soup dude. So apparently those two are from Gen V. So if you want to know more about them, you got to watch Gen V.
Okay.
And people are now speculating that in season 5, the other characters from Gen V may play a part in this.
Really?
Yeah, because Homelander did make an appearance at the end of Gen V as well.
How many episodes of Gen V is there?
I don't know. I only watched like the first episode. Second season is kind of on hiatus because of the one dude who passed away from the motorcycle accident.
Oh,
so they have to rewrite some things.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they're at with that at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
But those two younger ones. So the dude has got like super strength and is pretty much invulnerable. He's kind of like a mini Homelander.
Okay.
He just I don't think he can fly.
Okay.
And I don't think he has laser eyes.
Yeah.
The other girl can control people.
Oh. Wow.
But the way she controls people is she has to touch them.
Oh, okay.
That's why French.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that till afterwards. I thought she just threatened him and was like, if you don't come with us, Kimiko's going to die. So don't say a fucking word. Just come and walk into the van. I thought that's what happened.
Yeah.
I was told by somebody else, like, no, she's got manipulative powers. She can manipulate people, but she has to touch them. And that's why Frenchie just marched off, didn't look back at Kimiko when she was yelling out.
Yep.
And she finally said her first word, which was no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was crazy.
That was gut-wrenching.
It was.
I was like...
This whole season has been gut-wrenching.
Yeah. It's like when she smacked that dude didn't even like flinch. He was like, grabbed her and was like... Yeah, those two, especially because of, just how they played it out with them finally coming together and now they're fucking separated again. That was the most gut-wrenching one in my opinion.
Yep.
Huey getting captured and Starlight fucking off, not a big deal. It just showed that Starlight's back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Starlight is back with her powers. And
you think she's gonna get a new suit? Ooh. A new super suit?
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. I feel like they're just gonna do an ode to the OG suit, and she's gonna throw it on and become Starlight.
I think she's gonna get pants.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think she'll get like a one suit bodysuit thing, and it's gonna be pants, and she won't have the dress on.
Fair.
That's what I think.
That's cool. I mean, I just want to see a cool suit. Like, give her another cool suit. She's a superhero. I don't want to see her in a denim jacket anymore.
Yeah, straight up, man.
Like,
we want Starlight. We don't want Annie.
Yeah, we want Starlight. We want to see the superhero. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen with Newman's daughter?
Dude, I have no clue, but I want to see tentacle on tentacle action. I want to see Butcher and her going at it.
Mouth versus chest.
Mouth versus chest. Who wins? That would be cool. I have no clue what's going to happen with her. I feel like she's going to go on a rampage. Like, she almost is demonic in a sense. Zoe is her name. I remember. So yeah, I feel like she's just going to go crazy.
Yeah.
But the whole world is about to turn upside down. Yeah. And this last season is going to be just something.
How'd you feel about Tech Knight? He was basically Bruce Wayne, but perverted.
Yeah. He's just a perverted Bruce Wayne. That was it. And
like it's Kirkman's twisted take on Batman.
Yeah.
And literally made it out. His sidekick Boy Wonder ended up being a sex slave for Tech Knight.
Yep.
And his
before we get too far, sorry to cut you off on a tangent. Who got MM? Do you remember?
Who got it? What do you mean?
Who was the guy who knocked out MM? Or like got him at the end of the season? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. It was Giant Dick Dude.
Giant Dick Dude.
I forgot. That's who got him.
Who got MM.
Oh,
sorry, that just came to my mind, and I was like, I have to say this because
I forgot about that guy. Of
course it would be him.
I was like,
of course it would be
gross.
him. It was, dude, he's such a gross character. I hate him so much, but I love him so much because he's so disgusting.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Holy fuck. Yeah. This season was wild. You know, I was reading the things while it was airing and people were getting mad at it and like shitting on it for being like woke and stuff. I'm like, there was nothing woke about this. Dude, because in the comics, Frenchie is bi, like he does have relationships with guys and stuff. But like, I didn't see any, like this was just pure entertainment.
It really was. I think the political divide that they throw in this really, it is adjacent to what's going on you could say it's adjacent to what's going on in the US politically right now.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it makes sense in the show.
Yes.
Like, it's not like this is completely out of left field, like they're throwing in something. No, this political divide has to happen in the show because of the way they've taken it. He's supposed to become president. That's the whole point. Why would there not be a huge political divide in the country if a superhero was about to take the presidency, right? So it completely makes sense. It's not woke. It's just showing just an entire how it should be, how the story really should go. So the woke thing, I really didn't understand it. I was like, it's kind of weird. This is a TV show. They're not just going off like on some crazy woke agenda like we saw with Marvel. Like, obviously, we aren't getting like just an insane amount of. It was a good story. Everything about it was good. My little like fandom thing for this episode. So Eric Kripke, the dude who's directing and the show. So for her people that are Supernatural fans, he literally brought back his buddies for this. So Jensen Ackles being the first one, Soldier Boy. Yep. So there's no, he's not even the first one actually. Robert Singer, the presidential candidate, he is from Supernatural. Is he?
His character name in Supernatural is Bobby Singer. You know when he was playing the golf thing? And he went balls and then idjit? Yeah. That's everything in Supernatural that Bobby Singer says to them.
It's perfect.
There's that. Jensen Ackles being Soldier Boy. Yep. The third one was Splinter. The dude who worked for Firecracker. He played a character called Chuck in Supernatural, who was supposed to be like this, a prophet of God,
Yep.
was actually God in the show. Chuck was God in the show.
Okay.
Okay. And then there was also Kessler.
Yep.
He plays the father of Sam and Dean in Supernatural. Jensen
Really?
Ackles and Jared Padalecki.
Oh.
Yeah. Now there's rumors, season 5, Jared Padalecki, Sam Winchester is supposed to have a cameo or make an appearance as well in season 5.
That would be pretty cool.
He's literally
That would
made
be
this
pretty
a
cool.
mini Supernatural spinoff series.
Yeah, he's made the amount of Easter eggs that are in this show, like the amount of just like I'm not gonna say they've almost they have stolen or not even stolen, but
Twists.
They've brought in almost Easter eggs from so many different aspects of so many different shows.
Yeah.
And so many different TV series that it's just cool to see, right? Like you can pick up on these small little Easter eggs that they've thrown into every episode. And what I like about this show is the fact that the director, he really cares about this show.
Yes.
You can tell. You can tell he cares about this show because the way that he's brought it up until now, it feels like passion. It's a passion project.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like something that's being made just as a show to throw to the wayside, or just like the first season. Maybe you could say like it did feel a little bit mundane, but they didn't have the budget, right? And now we get to like second season, third season, fourth season, and so far, I honestly think it's gotten better as it's aged. I know some people have issues with season 2 and season 3, but honestly, I didn't really see much of an issue with them. I've enjoyed this show thoroughly from front to back.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see where this goes. But I mean, we're going to have to wait like 2 years. So
yeah,
it is what it is. I'm willing to wait, put in the progress, put in the work. And man, I can't wait.
So season 4, really, one of the best seasons.
One of the best
seasons in all of The Boys.
One of the best seasons.
Like, I can't wait for season 5. I think we're both on that same page. We can't wait for 100%. Season 5. Yeah.
And I don't, like, just with the way that the show's gone, I really don't see it failing. Like, there's such a small chance that it's going to fail. And I really can't see it happening. No. It's going to go out with such a big bang. If you have not watched The Boys and you're listening to this and we've spoiled everything for you, go watch it.
Speculation for season 5. Who do you think is going to die? Who do you think is going to kill Homelander?
I think just with how it has to go, it's going to be one of two people has to kill Homelander.
Okay.
It has to be either Butcher or Ryan.
Okay.
I believe it has to be, personally. It could go any other way, but for me, that's the only way I see it going. And who's going to die? Like you said, I could see either Frenchie or Kamiko dying.
Mm-hmm.
I could see one of them dying. I'd err on the side of them killing off Frenchie.
Yeah.
Because I think there'd be more emotional weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see MM dying. And I don't think Huey will die. So I think maybe Frenchie might be. Frenchie, for me, is the person. He's my favorite character. And I think he's a lot of people's favorite character.
I think so too.
So I think they're going to kill him off just to fight with us.
I think so, yeah.
I think
I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah.
I think the Deep's going to die. For sure. I think he's dead.
Good call. I can see that.
Sister Sage, she's not invulnerable.
She's not invulnerable.
If you blow her brains out, she just gets dumb. Everything else about her, she's going to go.
If you cut off her head, she's dead.
Yeah. Firecracker for sure.
Oh, she's
actually
done.
No, I don't see Firecracker. I think she's just going to run off. Yeah. And people will forget about her.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. So that and Frenchie dying.
Can we quickly touch on the fact that she just was taking drugs to lactate and was losing her mind slowly?
Disgusting.
It was absolutely disgusting.
It was gross.
That is the writers for the show need to be stopped because it's gross. Like I love it. I love it so much, but at the same time, I could see how absolutely disgusting it is.
Yep. Do not take those supplements.
Do not take those supplements.
unless it's medically needed.
I'm happy they showed that side of it where it's like, oh yeah, I take drugs for this, and that's how I'm able to do it, right? So it is cool to see that. But
Deep's gonna die. Mm-hmm. I think Black Noir's gonna fly off and join Cirque du Vought or whatever. Obviously, I think we're gonna see Butcher die, whether it's
he's
by cancer or in the fight. Hugh and Starlight, I think, are gonna stay alive. I do agree, but I think French is definitely gonna die. As for who kills Homelander, I could see that happening, like Ryan or Homelander.
Butcher or Ryan, is my play.
I honestly have a weird feeling that A-Train is going to play a big part. I think A-Train is going to be the one to kill him.
Really?
I think so, man.
That's a pretty crazy
Because
take.
he's
I like
taken
that.
nothing but shit from Homelander.
Yeah.
Even when his powers were gone. And I have and everything with his brother as well. And how they portrayed him. I think he's had enough of the shit. Like, yeah, he's scared. But there are people, regular humans are standing up to Homelander.
Yeah.
And if that hero thing is starting to finally kick in and reside with him, I think he's going to go toe to toe, and he's going to end up dying while killing Homelander.
Interesting take.
As a redemption thing.
I like that. I like that.
That's what I think.
Cool. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, I think it was a good season.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this
Our
episode.
First short sack of the year.
First short sack of the year.
Short sack of the year.
And this is my first short sack too. So, we're here. We're here, and we're going to keep hopefully putting some out.
Put out more.
I'll try to be a more significant part in this because I know I haven't really been watching a lot of stuff, but
it's all good.
Hey, we're here now. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Short Sacks. With the pod sack. I've already said on our episode that I won't be here next week going forward, but hopefully you guys can hold down this horse that is
I'm sure
the
we will.
pod sack.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and notification bell, please.
Yeah, hit it. Leave some comments down below about what you think is going to happen in The Boys Season 5. We would love to hear your guys' opinions. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.